Hello. Today we are going to look at Google Calendar. First, what we need to do is we need to create a calendar. In order to do that, we're going to go over here on the left-hand side where it says Add a Coworker's Calendar, but instead we're going to go ahead and click the plus sign, and we're going to click New Calendar. Now, we need to name our calendar. So I'm just going to name it Test to keep it simple. On the bottom right corner, we go ahead and click Create Calendar. And as we wait, it has been created. There's a couple ways we can go ahead and edit this, but the way I want to show is if we go back to the main screen, you will see where it says Test on the left-hand side. If you click on the three dots right here, it will give us some options. And the ones we're going to focus on right now is the settings and sharing. So we click on that, and it takes us to the settings page. And on the left-hand side, we're going to look at sharing with specific people. The great thing with Google Calendars is that you can share with anybody that you want that would need access to this calendar, whether it's to an entire school, a district, or just a couple people in your department. In this case, we're going to go ahead and click Add People, and it may give you some suggestions, but right now we're going to go ahead and look for a couple people. What we need to do is we don't need to know their email addresses, but we do need to know their name. And so we do have to have their complete name. So if we look up Mr. Brett Booth, as you can see, it's going through the different Bretts. So we need to spell it correctly. And as you can see, now that we have it, it's not a complete name filled out, but we have access to him. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and add myself, and we can do Arthur Bentheim. Okay, just so he doesn't get a random calendar, we're going to go ahead and delete him, and we're going to keep myself. So then you're going to go to permissions. Now you have a setup where you can see where they can see the events, they can make changes, or the other people can make changes and share the calendar with others. In this case, we're just going to go ahead and make it to where I can go ahead and see them. And then we're going to click send. And now we've shared our calendar. Once our calendar has been shared, let's go ahead and add an event. If you click on the left arrow up here at settings, you're back to your calendar view. We go ahead and click the plus sign down here on the right. And this is where the magic happens. So we're going to go ahead and label it test. And you can go ahead and change the date, change the time. You can make it all day. Right now, we're going to go ahead and keep the basics of 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then we're going to add a location of Brindley Middle School. And what's really nice is it will look for it. So then that way when the event comes up, you know exactly where it is. Also, if you need to change which calendar it goes to, you can click the down arrow and select the calendar. If you want to add some descriptions or whatnot, that's fine too. And also, if there's any specific people that you want to invite to this event, then you would go ahead and click here. And just like sharing the calendar, you would be able to put in their names. Once we're done, we click Save. And right here on our calendar, you'll see that we have our appointment. Now, if you're not a fan of the color, if you go back to the three dots, you have a lot of color options down here. So let's go with blueberry for this one. So now anything that I put in is going to show up as blueberry. Now the great thing with Google Calendars is that if you look on the left over here, you'll see that there's about 3 different calendars. And right now we're going to look at the Brindley Middle School calendar. And this is the calendar that has all the events that's going on at Brindley Middle School. As you can see, my calendar, which is right here on the 10th, and the Brindley calendar are now showing as together as one. So now there's no need to have multiple calendars to look at in multiple places. It's all in one space. So hopefully this helps you to create and get a little bit of an understanding of how Google Calendars works. Thank you.